Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Nitrostorm here. Welcome back to RevivedWitch. So, it's been a little while, but they have updated the Awakening Summon schedule, and we are now taking a look at Kapla. Now, she did have a banner before this, but this is her first rerun, and due to that first rerun, this is also her first introduction with her unique equipment. So I'm pretty excited to find out what it does and see if it changes her kit big or not. Now, as per usual, when we do these character reviews and analysis, keep in mind that they are shown at max level and max level skills at level 5 active skills and a max level passive skills of level 2. So, first skill is called Itch for Action. It costs 2 order to use. It applies 10 seconds of battle ready to self first, right? So she buffs herself before this attack, which restores her health equal to 12% of her attack per second, and increases the damage dealt by 30% and reduces damage taken by 30%. After that buff, she then hits the front row enemy twice with physical damage equal to 360% of attack, with a grand total of 720%. So, technically speaking, she does more damage than 720% of her own attack due to the buff that she gives herself before attacking. Now, her second skill is called Undaunted. It costs 4 chaos to use. It grants herself a shield equal to 300% of attack that lasts up to 15 seconds, deals physical damage equal to 500% of her own attack to the front row enemy, and then reduces all enemy targets' physical defense by an amount equal to 30% of Kapla's attack within 10 seconds. Last but not least, her passive, Tit for Tat. Every 5 hits taken triggers the skill Undaunted once, which is her second skill. So, her kit seems pretty promising, right? It seems pretty good. She has a very low cost first skill that does hit pretty hard, right? Can cast this pretty quickly. And then at the same time, the passive allows you to automatically cast Undaunted without having to spend 4 chaos, which is more on the expensive side, because if you take a look at Isabel, she has a 3 cost order skill, but in turn Isabel also does have a 3 cost order skill. So overall, she does seem pretty decent, same opinions as before, more so a bruiser and stuff like that. She was used as a main physical DPS before, but of course, over time, people like Isabel came along, and then she's no longer being used as the top physical DPS. But she can still be used for PvP, I guess, as your frontliner. Now, let's take a look at her unique equipment and see if it makes a difference. So it's called Tiger Paw, which is essentially the gloves that she wears during battle, and what it does is increases self's max health by 11% and attack by 11% for 30 seconds. Now, to be frank, before I comment on the skill itself, the wording on this is kind of off, because normally if you take a look at another unique equipment, let's do Betty's, right? Dark Stalking increases, the stats during the first 60 seconds of combat, right? And then if we take a look at another one, during the first 30 seconds of combat, all allies take 11% less damage, right? And then take a look at another one, at the Morphosis one, all allies take 11% less damage for 60 seconds after entering combat. So the key that I'm trying to let you guys know is that it doesn't really specify when the 30 seconds is, but it is safe to assume that it's probably the first 30 seconds, right? But there are cases where when you do something, you get a buff that lasts for a certain amount of time. So for example, when using skills, Maya Huel deals 11% more magic damage for 10 seconds. So in this unique equipment, when you use a skill, you get this buff. but Kapla's unique equipment, it doesn't say whether or not she has to use a skill to get a buff, or if it's a buff that you get when battle begins, right? So I would say in the most safest option is probably the first 30 seconds of combat, where she gets the max health and attack boost. If I were to take a guess, well, not really take a guess, I'm gonna quickly take a look at what the skill percentages are at max level unique equipment, and from the looks of it, it's 16% for both stats for 30 seconds. So at level 60, or level 51, this will increase her self max health by 16% and attack by 16% for 30 seconds. So it's mainly just like a simple unique equipment that will increase her stats, right? Both offensively and defensively, which can be pretty useful when it comes to PvP, as the max HP boost would be more significant as HP is buffed in that game mode. So overall, it's mainly just a way to make her more Bruiser-like, as well as dealing a bit more damage during, assumingly, the first 30 seconds of combat. So overall, if you do like her design, she is relatively worth pulling for, and she is pretty decent, right? Her kit, she is relatively hard hitting, and she attacks mainly frontline enemies first, compared to assassins like Isabel, who normally target the rear enemy first. So overall, if she's worth pulling, probably not, right? Like, if you already have a decent roster, I would say she's not really worth going for. But if you have a lot of currency, right, and you're itching to summon, then I wouldn't think you'd be regretting it, right? But her unique equipment is a bit lackluster in terms of, I guess, dealing more damage. They made it so she's more tanky. And so, yeah, that's pretty much about it. If you still got any more questions in regards to Kapla and her UE, or anything to do with RevivedWitch in general, do let me know down in the comments below. I am still working on trying to find a good way to do my tier list video. Now, just to clarify, it's not like just a copy-paste tier list, they're good, they're bad sort of thing. I'm trying to make it so that it's a bit more informative than that. But yeah, it's been your boy Nitrostorm. I'll see you guys in the next stream or video. Peace.